afternoon, sports fans. This is the third episode of the Trajan podcast. I am your host. Also, I just now realized, too, I've always been saying good evening because we record this in the evening, but when I upload these, it's noon. So it's so weird people seeing this the first time. Good evening. Oh, it's afternoon. What are you talking about? So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 3 of the Trajan Temple Sportscast. I am your host, professional wrestler and Kansas City fanatic, Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, my good friend, the terrible towel-twirling Trajan. How are we doing this afternoon, my good friend?
Doing great. Setting at 2-0. I mean, gosh, I wonder how it feels to only be 1-0.
Oh my
What's that?
god. Little humble brag going on there too. But yes, speaking of 1-0, Chiefs win, baby! We are 1-0. It's preseason, but come on, it's still fun. A game-winning drive from the fourth string quarterback Shane Buechele against the San Francisco 49ers on the road at Levi Stadium. It was so good to see that Arrowhead on the field again. Good to see all the starters actually on the field too. I was surprised that we had the starters starting out. I knew it would probably be for only one drive, which is that's cool. It's just to get them back on the field. You got new offensive linemen you got to test the waters onto and all that. But starting with that, we'll flip over here now. As you can see, final score: Kansas City 19, San Francisco 16. Not a whole lot of big time plays by anybody in this game by any stretch. It's showing Anthony Gordon, the third string quarterback, or at least third string as in he came in third, with 11 completions of 17 attempts with 79 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but the hero of this game, as I said, Shane Buechele with the game-winning drive down the field. And, it was funny. It's first and goal, running play. I don't remember who the running back was, but he gets stuffed. Okay, second and goal, running play again, stuffed again. Third and goal, Shane Buechele, you are not taking this moment from me, damn it. I am doing this myself. Runs it in, takes the game right there. It was a very entertaining finish to what was honestly kind of a boring game, all things considered.
Yeah, I just want to know, is there a quarterback controversy going on there? I mean, Patrick Mahomes, 50% completion rating, only 4 yards. I mean,
uh,
wow.
Yeah, I have to believe that the new defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers is patting himself on the back and probably believes he has a job for life for holding Patrick Mahomes to only a 50% completion rating and single-digit yards. But yeah. No, we come to expect that. It was gonna be the just the one drive with points or no points. It didn't matter. It was gonna be a good look for the third string and fourth string quarterbacks to really shine in this game, and I really liked how they did and all that. The only one that had a turnover was the only one that had a passing touchdown, and that was Chad Henne. Funny enough. Um,
Yeah.
but moving on down to the running back list was actually there's a lot of new faces there too. Derek Gore, I had no idea he was on our team now. Elijah McGuire, I remember we picked him up, and actually he was one of the releases that was just announced by Kansas City here. Moving down to the receiving core here. Doris Fontaine, or Fountain, I think it's pronounced Fontaine, but it's spelled Fountain. He was the leading receiver for Kansas City for 4 receptions, 38 yards. The only one with the receiving touchdown being Mr. Kansas State himself, Byron Pringle. That was pretty cool to see him back in the end zone yet again.
Yeah. I mean, no one had an outstanding game, but a lot of people in the pile.
And I believe the single turnover that Kansas City got was Armani Watts. I couldn't remember who it was. It was Juan Thornhill or Armani Watts, but it was Armani Watts that got that too. So hopefully that means some success for the latter part of the season. Looks like 2 forced fumbles in there too with Mike Hughes. I remember seeing that one. Tershawn Wharton and Dorian O'Daniel, only one of which actually was recovered. Harrison Butker, that he came so close on he had a 63-yard field goal attempt that, I mean, if it was 61 yards, it would have been good. It may have grazed the crossbar as it went by, but man, he came so close, and I was rooting for him so much to get that.
You know,
So, but yeah, that being said, yes, once again, Kansas City wins 19-16. They are 1-0 in this preseason. Moving on to the other side, literally the other side of the nation, with the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course Pittsburgh coming out victorious with a final score of 24-16. And before you go into what you saw, I noticed this too, and I completely forgot. A wild Joe Flacco has appeared.
It is. I mean, it's like old times, seeing a guy that we used to go at it, being humbled on what, his third team, or is this his fourth team?
I've lost count, honestly. He was a Bronco,
I mean, he's still
and
elite.
yeah.
People want it,
Apparently,
but no. I mean, my boy Dwayne Haskins balled out. I mean, oh my goodness. 16 for 22, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, he's taking the opportunity and just going with it.
There was a statement
Mason
that needed
Rudolph,
to be made. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Mason Rudolph started the game out. I mean, his completion 8 for 9, 77 yards. It just didn't drive. The drive didn't go anywhere. Maybe he would have done better if he had a few more opportunities there, but yeah, no. And then Josh Dobbs kind of sputtered out. He had an interception, so I don't know what he come off a strong performance and then just dropped. So his stock is definitely down, and the stonks are definitely up on Haskins. But moving over to rushing, I mean, no Najee big time performance there. 2 for 10 carries. I mean, averaging 5 yards, pretty good. But we pulled him. We don't want to waste his mileage on a preseason game. But Tony Brooks took it. 9 carries for 51 yards, 5.7 average. Take that all day. And then along with Jalen Samuels, he of course was there last year with us. He knows the game plan. 10 carries, 45 yards, 4.5 average.
And no Kalen this time.
Going down. Yeah, no, he's missing. But and then receiving, I mean, kind of some unknown faces there. I mean, Ruko Buizi, he took it for the 45 yards, 4 receptions. You got Deontay Johnson, he got 3 targets, 3 receptions. So I mean, he's actually catching them.
He has found his hands this offseason. Very admirable.
That is a plus. So I mean, really, I mean, not a lot of drop passes. I mean, if you look at the quarterback completion, they were on point, and people were catching the ball when they needed to. So that's something to be happy about. Interceptions, I mean, we got 2. I'm sorry. Pitts and Lane did it there. So
some new faces making statements on the defense there, and that's a very stacked defense as is.
No, yeah. So a good stacked defense. I mean, we got 2 players in the top 100. Mink Fitzpatrick at 52, Hayward at 57, which I believe is 1 higher than the Honey Badger. I don't know what's going on there.
Yes, the top 100 being announced these next few weeks here too. Obviously, we'll probably see a lot more names in the Black and Gold Brigade, as well as the Chiefs Kingdom in the top 40 coming up here too. Going back to Josh Dobbs, mentioned he had a good showing in the Hall of Fame game. He obviously fell off this one. Is it too early to think he is chopped liver to maybe steal a spot on this roster?
I don't think it's too early at this point. It all depends on this next game. If he falls flat next game, he probably will be cut. There's 4 quarterbacks. I mean, even with an aging Ben Roethlisberger, 4 quarterbacks is a lot on any roster. So I don't know if he goes practice team, goes to another team. I don't know. I like the guy. He just, when you have that opportunity, you got to really shine. You can't be throwing those interceptions. You got to make those big plays.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of players that have become chopped liver, some sad news for some Tim Tebow fans out there. Tim Tebow, newly a tight end rather than a quarterback, has been cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars, thus ending the redemption story that so many people were looking forward to. I am not speaking of myself and Trajan. This was actually kind of expected here. I saw the clip during the preseason game where I don't know if Minshew was trying to target Tim Tebow, but it looked like he was there for the taking, and I don't remember the name, the wide receiver for the Jaguars basically picked it off in front of Tebow and then ran it for another 10 yards. And I guess if that's a way to describe his run as a tight end in his NFL return, I guess that one singular play would be the one to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone probably by now, if they've been looking into this matter, seen those blocks where it just failed miserably. I mean, if you're going to be a tight end, you got to block.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're an extra lineman for most plays. So, I mean, I don't know really what was going on there. Maybe he legitimately thought that he could be a tight end in the league. I don't know, but I don't know. It kind of seemed like kind of a stunt there.
And much to the chagrin of Steelers fans, that just means Tim Tebow will only be remembered for his one playoff victory in overtime all those years ago.
Clifton's signing off here.
Oh, man.
Painful memories, John.
And it's just become the Temple Sportcast. All right, moving on. So obviously, it's been the subject of a lot of controversy for several years now in the NFL. What is a catch? But I believe if the NFL would just do a quick Google search, or in this case, even a Bing search, they could find that over 15,800,000 answers are right here for you. But it seems like after the Patriots-Washington football team game, they still don't know what a catch is. And what I am specifically talking about is two incidents where I don't remember the receiver's name for New England Patriots, but there was a moment where he had both hands underneath the ball and brought it up to his chest, diving catch, and it was ruled incomplete on the field. It was looked at, and the call stands as an incomplete pass. And then moving on later on, Washington football team drives down the field, has a chance to tie the game up. They get a touchdown. Great catch. Go for a 2-point conversion. Fade pattern to the corner of the end zone. Receiver catches it 2 feet in bounds. 2 hands on the ball. Control. The knee goes down. In bounds. And then the knee slides a little bit further on and touches the white chalk. While that happens, right after that happens, the New England defender punches the ball out, and it is ruled an incomplete pass. Since all scoring plays are reviewed, that's what the referee saw. I'm hoping that these calls stay in the preseason. I'm hoping these refs are just in preseason mode. But what do you think will become of this if this controversy continues on?
So I'm okay with the controversy continuing as long as it's on New England receivers. I mean, I'm just hurt too deeply about no catches versus New England. So we'll go on that. But no, I mean, they got to figure this out. I mean, too many years. I mean, you got the Des Bryant incident.
You got the Megatron. Jesse James. The list goes on and on, honestly. But those are just the most egregious ones. But
so, I mean, they got to figure something out. Got to get a little bit better on that. But, I mean, I get it. It's hard to make those split-second decisions. But especially like what you said, end zone, all scoring plays are reviewed. They had plenty of time to see that.
Absolutely, and multiple angles to see it too. So that's what the part that gets me the most is like you've got all of these angles, you've got so many cameras, and then there's still I don't envy the referees at all in the position that they're in, but this was the funniest part of that, the New England Patriot announcers were shocked that the call was overturned, because they were even saying, even they were breaking it down. It's like, okay, he's got 2 feet down and his knee is down and it's touched the white line, he's still got control, and then the ball gets punched out, and they broke it down exactly the same way I did for the visiting team, for the team they're not even invested in or even make it. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes going into the season. But it's been 102 years of this, or it's coming up on 102 years of this, and we're still trying to figure this stuff out. I don't know, but speaking of things that you don't want to catch, talking about obviously COVID-19, the Las Vegas I about said Oakland, I swear to God. The Las Vegas Raiders are to require proof of vaccination from all fans that will be attending home games in the 2021 season, of course, pending the fact that if this new Delta variant becomes a bigger deal, there may not be fans at all once again at NFL stadiums. We hope that is not the case, so as we are very excited for our Christmas or day after Christmas meeting Chiefs versus Steelers game. But showing that health and safety is their number one priority, saying Mark Davis. Do you think this will be a theme with all football stadiums coming up now that the Raiders are the first to require proof?
I can definitely see some following suit. I mean, I know the Steelers announced that everyone is supposed to be wearing a mask going into the stadium there. So that will be a thing with the Steelers there. They didn't say you have to be vaccinated. They're offering vaccination clinics there, so you can get your shot. But so far, no mandate like the Raiders. But I can definitely see, since one team made it possible there, some might follow suit depending on what the reception is there.
I do have to say it's very rich of Las Vegas Raiders to require proof of vaccination for something and not proof of other diseases that go around in the Vegas area over there.
Well, it's right up there. They have to check for guns now because, all the gangs with the Raiders and everything like that.
Right.
It's just terrible.
And the one positive for the Atlanta Falcons, you can see on the bottom of my screen right here, they have become the first team to reach 100% vaccination. So at least they didn't choke that lead away in becoming first to do something there. Had to throw in a jab at the Falcons there too. Moving on to our final topic here too. You may have seen this clip already, but there was a big time fight at SoFi Stadium, and I'm not talking on the football field between the Rams and the Chargers, but Rams fans and a couple Chargers fans. If you squint, you can probably see one or two of them out there in that stadium. But there was a brouhaha, a kerfluffle in the stands involving fans, and we will play this clip right now. So a lot to break down in there too. Like I said, if you look closely, you may see a couple Chargers fans pull up there in the middle of that fight. It seems like as soon as the first drink was thrown, a back fist was thrown, and Mr. Aaron Donald jersey right there too. As soon as he got knocked down, he was rained with so many punches across his back. I would say there'd be almost 99 punches thrown there, matching the number on his jersey, including a couple. I saw one guy, he threw a couple punches at his right butt cheek.
Now, as a professional wrestler, Josh, can you break down the form on that? What's the mentality when you're going to beat up his ass?
Absolutely none whatsoever. A lot of drinks were thrown. There was actually, I almost double take there. A lady's shirt almost came off. There was almost a nip slip on our show here. I had to just do some creative editing there, but I don't think anything happened there, so that's good. But no, it's funny to bring out Rams fans fighting Rams fans with Chargers fans in the background. I saw one Chargers fan in the Keenan Allen jersey. He tried to throw like a blind left jab, and another guy coming. There's an older gentleman with sunglasses and a beard. He was just picking up his beard. He's like, I'm getting out of here. He just shuffled off to the side. So, but we here at Temple Trajan Sportcast do not condone fighting in the stadium, although we do think it's hilarious when it's happening to someone else. But it did last nearly a minute. There were so many angles of this fight here too, but this one was probably the best one. It was literally 2 rows away from the action. It was freaking hilarious. But it was definitely more entertaining than the game itself, all things considered.
You know what the craziest thing about it is? You actually got confirmation that there are Charger fans out there.
Absolutely. I mean, they just like to hide in the shadows like they always do.
No, preseason they're always strong because they're always going to the Super Bowl in the preseason.
Absolutely. That's what everybody says in the mainstream media. This is why you don't listen to the media, folks. All right, switching over to the main screen here too. That's been our show today. Obviously a lot of fun stuff happening in the world of the NFL and some not so fun stuff. You know, you take it as you can get it here. But every week is another week closer to the regular season, and September is coming fast, and we are super excited to get opening day up and running here too. Chiefs play this coming Friday at 7 p.m. against the Arizona Cardinals, and that's actually going to be shown on ESPN. Trajan, what the Steelers got up next?
We play the Lions. Goff-led Lions. We're playing Saturday, 6:30, I believe.
That was another funny point in that last video too. There was a random person with a Jared Goff jersey. I was like, "Ooh, that didn't age well." no with any Matt Stafford jerseys yet. What was that?
He did get him to a Super Bowl.
That is true. It'll definitely be interesting to see how Matt Stafford takes this offense all too. I think he can do good things with it, but only time will tell. But thank you again so much for watching. Once again, this is Christian Temple alongside my friend Trajan here. Please give the video a like. Give us a subscription if you really like it. Tell all your friends. We are getting really close to the regular season, and we want to thank you all for joining us every step of the way. And we hope to see you next week. Peace out.